kidding. When I said tonight's show was like the State Line's version of the Queens of Comedy. This next to me, and she has been all over the place. Pretty much any comedy club you can name, she's been there. She's been all the way from Alabama to Chicago and everywhere in between. Are you a member of the acclaimed group, the DOC, the Derelict of Comedy, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So please welcome to the stage my good friend, Allie Clayton.
Pussy tastes like chicken. Here's Allie. That's nice. That's real nice. Oh, I've tasted a couple pussies. I don't think it tastes like chicken. I'll be honest with you. I haven't tasted a black one though. So, I don't know. Maybe that's. Well, his wife's black. Come on now. I mean, I hope they're doing that. If not, I don't know. I got a great therapist, but it's a long ride for you. Oh man, guys. I'm happy to be here. I'm feeling pretty good today. I don't know how many of you guys watch the TV, the television. I was on BET last month. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm the face of Black entertainment television. It was great. I was at the Apollo in Harlem. I was filming the show Apollo Live. They're bringing the Apollo show back, and they have this stump. And it's real freaking important. Like, you gotta rub this stump. Well, I was feeling a little nervous because I was the only white person in a room with 3,000 black people. Feeling a little nervous about that. And it was time for me to go out, and Tony Rock calls me out, and I forget to rub the stump. I know, fucked. And so they just automatically start booing, and it's for television, so they have to, cut the camera, have to go back off and come back on, and they're like, don't forget to rub the stump. And I'm like, okay. So he calls me back on, and I'm like, what am I going to do? They already hate me. So the only thing I can think to do is they call me back on, and I just hump the stump. Hump the fuck out of the stump. But they don't show that on national television. They don't show like, oh, she forgot to rub the stump, went off, come back on, she's going to be funny. They just show a white girl in a group of 3,000 black people humping a stump. Then Tony Rock's like, damn, white girl, get off my stump. What are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. So yeah, it didn't go that fabulous. I lasted about 30 seconds. And then as they were booing me off, they just zoom in on my white parents' disappointed faces. It's real nice. Tune in. Tune in. But in good news, I stayed at a man's house last night. The dance I was doing in the corner of the 4 a.m. bar. When he saw me, spotted me and said, that's the lady for me. I went on with him. I got to move my car this morning. It had been towed. So I paid $160 to suck a dick. Bam! That's my thing, guys. I like to kick out my punchlines. Okay? If you're wondering something's funny, just look for the kick. It was, you missed it. Pay attention. He's not going to call me. And I know you're looking at this bod in my Target sweater and these titters, and you're just thinking, how is that even possible? My Weight Watchers body. I lost 20 pounds on Weight Watchers this past year. Thank you. Yeah. I can do anything Jennifer Hudson can do, but that's my motto. No, I went to all the meetings, and I took like 10 times the amount of Adderall I'm prescribed. Who cares? As long as you can eat. I did the college trial of the eating disorders. I tried them there for a while. I did the bulimia. Gave me bad acid reflux. I ain't supposed to eat that many tons in one day. And then I did anorexia for a while, but all my medications they must take with food. That didn't work out. Yeah, so he's not going to call it. I mean, I got this new Weight Watchers bod and everything, but the thing is like, I feel like I have an inability to be sexy. I will get butt naked if I'm going to be romantic with you. I will get butt naked. I will not take my socks off. My feet are cold. I think I have a circulation problem, but apparently that ain't sexy. And also, it said that I got these titters, and like men always say like really sweet, like romantic things to me. Like, oh girl, look at them titters. Like really sweet things like that. And I'm always like, thanks, girl, myself. With my socks on. Apparently that's not sexy. Also, ladies, I don't know if you've noticed when you do the shave of the bikini line, you get the bumpities. You know, you put their hand on there. Is that braille? What is that? Well, I read in the lady magazine that if you put a lot of deodorant on your bikini line, then it gets rid of the bumpity. So I've just been secreting the hell out of my cooter. I had somebody go downtown to Cooter Town for the lickety split, and on the way back up was just like, dang, my mouth's dry as hell. Most people would be like, oh, would you like a glass of water? Not me. I said, oh, I put a lot of deodorant on my cooter today. You want some water or something? So he's not gonna call. He's gonna be calling. Oh man! I mentioned me being on BET. I do more rooms on the south side of Chicago and all black rooms than I do on the north side, which totally cool with me. I'm fine with it. But I did this show recently, a real big show at the Holiday Inn on the south side. Okay, pretty big deal. Yeah. Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it? It's a pretty popular place. So I was doing that, and it was 300 black people. I was the only white person there. But I didn't realize that this particular event, what they were going to have before they had comedy, was they were going to have an hour of African poetry. So it's almost time for me to go up, and I go up and I'm like, is it about, it's time for some comedy? And they're like, oh, you're right after this next poem. And I was like, okay, cool. And this lady comes out, and she's wearing a dashiki. It's like an African dress. I asked a friend, apparently that's offensive. I had to Google it, but anyway, so she comes on stage and she does this. In the homeland of Africa. And that goes on for about 5 minutes, y'all. And then 2 other people come on wearing dashikis and they're doing this, and I was like, what is that, the Dougie? What are they doing? And they're doing this move, and y'all, they are wearing whiteface, okay? And I get it now. Black people, because that shit was offensive as hell, okay? And then she comes back on. Here she comes again. She was angry. And then the white man. I'm the only white person there. I got my Buzz Light at my table. I'm like, oh, fuck. So right after that, it's time for me to go on stage and just tell a few jokes. So I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Luckily, I get drunk and go to Target and buy things like bongo drums at 2 in the morning. So I had a set in my car. I got drunk last week and lost them at a bar. I got to buy new bongo drums now for this bit. So I was like, fuck, I gotta, what are they gonna like? What are they gonna like? And I was like, poems! These motherfuckers love poems! So I go out in my car and I get my bongo drums and I do this. I'll just bongo on my legs. Alright, we're a Holiday Inn on the south side of Chicago. You're a group of 300 black people, and I'm everything bad that ever happened to you. Oh, rap music's playing. Alright, so I know you guys are really into poems. Okay, I just read a little poem. Alright. I don't eat carrots. Cause I ain't no fucking rabbit. And I never walk slowly. Cause I ain't no damn turtle. And I never, ever, 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 ever say the N-word. Girl, I ain't black. Barack Obama. They love that. Really love that. They're really into that one. I don't know how many people are going to be surprised by this. I recently went back on antidepressants. Yeah, I was actually on them for 10 years. And then I was like, maybe I don't need these. So I just quit taking them. And then I spent 5 days locked in my bedroom completely naked. Doing nothing, just eating some spaghetti, Googling different types of stationery to write my suicide letter on, and scream crying while watching a marathon of Dog the Bounty Hunter. When I realized, hey, maybe this ain't what the other ladies are doing, you know? So I started taking the pills again. I'm feeling a lot better. A lot more social. It's a good day today. I got a package in the mail today, which is always exciting. So I have a lot of In Living Color stationery now, if anybody needs it. Who needs that? Yeah. They don't just sell one sheet, apparently. That was all I needed. But, yeah, they don't sell it like that. Sorry, that's a little dark, ain't it? A little dark. Oh, man. Y'all might have noticed I'm not from around here. I was born and raised in North Carolina. And thank you. I love the South. I went home recently and like my favorite thing is the weather. Like it's so cold in the Midwest and like I feel like every time I go home it's just like 70 degrees Fahrenheit with a 99% chance of racism, okay? Which is fine. Hate hurts a little bit less when you were warm. It was good though. My favorite memory about growing up in the South is when I was around 8 years old. And ladies will remember being this age. It was the age where if you didn't have a Cabbage Patch doll, then someone might as well kill you. You know? You had to have one, and I wanted one so badly, and every Walmart in North Carolina had been checked, and they could not find one. And finally, they found one. Uncle Danny found one at Walmart, and it was black. So when I ran downstairs on Christmas morning to open my doll, I was just so excited to open this doll, and I was like, what's wrong with my doll? And my mama told me, well, that doll's Hawaiian! So it's been around for quite a few years. Anytime I saw a black person, I was just like, hello! You know, everyone in North Carolina thought I was racist or retarded. That's pretty good. Oh man, I'm not racist or retarded. Actually, if you can see these scars on my hand, it's not because I've been like, I don't know, stabbing myself with pencils or anything. It's because I take care of a 25-year-old man with autism. Like in Heart of Gold. Big Titter's Heart of Gold. Yeah, it's mainly just because nobody else will make prank phone calls with me. He's pretty much done. We do it all the time. I say that *67 still works. I gotta try it. Then it comes up private, you know. It's so funny. Oh no, but I love my job. I have these because he has behaviors, which means sometimes he'll punch me in the face. Yeah. He got really mad recently because he was trying to use the iPad while taking a shit, and we don't do that. Okay? That's a rule. No. So he got real mad and pinched me and scratched me and pulled my hair. And this child, he loves Maury. He just loves Maury. I've never met anybody that loves Maury so much in my life. And like, I'm into educational television, so I let him watch it. And he got so mad at me, and he was pinching me and scratching me and pulling my hair, and he has autism, so he repeats things he hears, and all of a sudden he's just in a rage, and he just goes, "Screw you, Willie! In the case of baby Matthew the Resultarian, you are not the father!" I was like, dude, you pinched me, scratched me, pulled my hair, told me I'm not the father of your unborn child. Like, I wear leggings every day. I know I have a camel toe. Like, there's no way you think I have a penis. Like, this is not possible, you know? And I don't let him abuse me like that. The only people I'm going to let abuse me like that are my boyfriends. Let's be honest, ladies. If a man's not hitting you, does he really care? That's what my dad says. That's what my dad says. Here's a little secret I haven't told the fam. Ooh, this is a big one, guys. It's a big southern no-no. I'm a bisexual. Lick it or stick it, I just can't decide. Yeah. A friend asked me recently, they were like, what are the people you're most attracted to? And I was like, huge black men. Real big black men. I love that. That one really gets me going. And tiny Asian women. Almost pocket-sized. I'm also into that. So they were like, oh, is there anything that would piss your entire family off? And I was like, you got it. Oh, definitely haven't told my daddy. He's great. He's a good man. He wears a full suit every day, a bow tie, cowboy boots. You know, he's a criminal defense attorney. He's Atticus Finch, but fatter and racist. And library, that's a place to do that one. I do that one sometimes, and people are like, Atticus who? I'm like, read a fucking book. I need to be rehydrated. But the reason I had to go home is I went home because my 67-year-old father was getting married to a 35-year-old Colombian lady named Patricia. I think it's probably just Patricia, but I say it like that. Yeah, it was a real last-minute type thing, real shotgun wedding, because she was going to be deported. You know? And I didn't buy a wedding present. I didn't get a wedding present for him because I figured, hey, I think a free trip to fucking America is probably enough for you, Patricia. Okay? It's probably enough for you, girlfriend. No offense, Marcus. Glad you're here. No, we had a good time, and I had to find a DJ last minute, and I'm internet savvy, so I went on to Google, and I found one finally, DJ Diva out of Wake County, North Carolina. And I called her and I was like, DJ Diva, I need to hear a little bit about your DJing credits. She was like, all right, well, I done a lot of DJing in Wake County. I done some DJing in Johnson County. And I'm the only female that's ever had a karaoke contest in Rocky Mount. I was like, hi, you're at the Late House of God on Sunday, girl. And so she shows up, but I told her, I was like, look, we got a Latina joining the family. We want country music and everything, but we're going to need some like Latina music, you know. And she's like, oh, I got lots of Latina music. I was like, great, bring it, see it at church. And so we're all dancing and everything after the wedding, and all of a sudden she goes, now this next one's for the bride. Living la vida loca. And then we did the Macarena, and then that was the end of her Latina section. That's all she had. And then we all went to Cracker Barrel. It was a fancy occasion. It was a fancy occasion. We're sitting there. I like to ask Patricia, you know, like different types of questions because she don't speak real good English, which is why I think my dad likes her so much. And we're sitting there at the table, and I'm like, hey, Patricia, do you like it when Daddy put it in your pooper? And she was like, I think yes. And I was like, he takes it in the butt. And you know, my uncle's like, that's not appropriate, Cracker Barrel. I don't see why it mattered. Our waitress only had 1-star Cracker Barrel check. Right? All right. Okay. It was an option. I didn't have to see the person I hate the most in our song. That's my crackhead cousin, Travis. I didn't get to see him because he's in prison. I hate a crackhead. I hate him worse than anything in the world. I think a crackhead is the only person that will steal your shit and then try to help you find it. Fucking disturbing, man. We had you know, my family goes hunting and stuff like that, and we had a special freezer in our garage with all our meat in it. It had a lot of deer and elk meat and stuff. That motherfucker broke into our garage and stole all our meat. Stole all the meat out of the meat freezer. And I'm like, how do you do that? Be like, look, I got 5 deer steaks. How many crack rocks can I get for that? Like, how does that even work? I don't know. I do not even know. Oh. Yeah, I didn't have to see him. I was really, really happy about that. I mentioned my family goes hunting and stuff. When you hear the word sport, you know, I think it implies that you have some kind of physical ability. You know, that you're able somehow to do something physically. And for some reason, my family considers hunting a sport, which I think is odd. That just because they get up at 5 a.m. on the weekends, dress like a bunch of leaves and pour deer piss all over themselves, climb up into a tree and get drunk and just wait for a deer to come by. I don't see how that's a sport. And I asked my Uncle Danny goes every weekend with his best friend No Toes. Yeah, I asked him one time. I was like, Uncle Danny, why do you call him No Toes? He said, because that motherfucker ain't got no toes. I said, what do you mean? He's like, he can't peek. He can't peek. And I was like, oh, okay. So I mean, I guess that's a good sport for No Toes, you know, because he's sitting most of the time in the deer stand and everything. But they think that that's not odd at all. But they think the fact that I've chosen to not be married or pregnant by the age of 26 is, now that's weird. That's weird. They're like, what are you doing with your life up there in that city? And I'm like, living my dream. I'm just trying to live my dream. They're like, that is so weird. And I could be pregnant. Like, I have all the parts. Like, I could do it. I could be living in a really nice trailer, double wide, in North Carolina with my ex-boyfriend Jeremy, and I could hear him talk every weekend and cry about how if, you know, he hadn't discovered cocaine, he could be one of the best NASCAR drivers there is. You know? And I know that he cries about that because I have sex with him every Christmas. Oh, yeah, that's true. 100% true. Oh gosh, guys. Y'all go to church? Y'all a church crowd? Yeah? Okay. Not many. I love going to church when I go back home to North Carolina, just because that shit's entertaining. I grew up Southern Baptist, man. That's a fucking show right there. Yeah, girl. You know what I'm saying? Last time I went home, this girl Jessica got saved at Lighthouse of God, my hometown church. If you're like, who's Jessica? She was a real whore. Okay, she needed it. So we're all sitting there, and my preacher, who actually is my mom's cousin's husband, Doug. Okay, follow me. He's wearing a purple suit because he don't realize he's a fat white man, and he's sitting there and he asks the congregation. He says, "I want to know who here loves the Lord this morning." You. I didn't hear you like I said, God. I said, who here loves the Lord this morning? You. And Jessica's like, Preacher Doug, I love the Lord this morning. He's like, Sister Jessica, come on up here. He says, Sister Jessica, do you love the Lord this morning? You. And she said, Preacher Doug, I love the Lord so much. And then he punches her in the face. And then when she falls on the ground and her skirt flies over her head, my papa has the best job ever. It's his job to go get a sheet and come back and just cover up her vagina. So I think it's cool, like people are like, oh, that's so cool, you're close to your grandpa, what does he do? I'm like, he does upholstery. And then on Wednesdays and Sundays, he covers up vaginas that have recently been saved by the Lord. I like God and everything. I'm all for being saved, but I don't see why the hell you got to get punched in the head. Don't make no. I was terrified. I was terrified as a child when he came up there asking who loves the Lord, you who. I would be like, not me. I don't. You're punched in the face. You're not like the Lord. Oh man. I saw my nephew when I was home. He's so cute. He's 5 years old now. And he ran in the bathroom, and I was on the toilet, and I was like, little Bruce, and he was like, whoa, you have got a very, very hairy penis. He was like, Aunt Allie, my mommy has a very, 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 very hairy penis. And I was like, look, I don't care if you tell anybody you saw me in this bathroom here, or even that it was hairy, but just don't tell him it's a penis. He's gonna be so confused. For so long. I drank a lot too. I pulled a bad aunt move. I promised the kid I'd take him to get a biscuit, man, and I got wasted the night before. And me and my friend came home to my brother's house, and we were sleeping in his bed. And my friend Casey, I mean, it's just beer sweats, And I look over at her, and she's like this. And little Bruce came over and said, I gave Casey a big kiss on the mouth. She looked like a princess. I'm like, damn, you're probably drunk if you just smelled her breath. Good Lord. He said, Aunt Allie, you said you'd take me to get a biscuit. So I'm like, oh, I'm hurting. But I already got my clothes on because I ain't taking them off yet. So I'm like, all right, and we're riding to Biscuitville. And I'm like, oh, 1 second, kids. I pull into a parking lot, open my door, bark 3 times, and then take the children to have morning biscuits. So that was a pretty bad aunt move on my part, but that's all right. I'm a drinker, y'all. I like to drink because I don't like to feel. I'm a big drinker. My favorite place to drink is in the shower. I do. I love having a cold beer in the shower, y'all. Ain't nothing like washing the germs of whoever you just kicked out of your bed off of you while just like forgetting their name at the same time. You know what I mean? Bam. Multitasker. Oh man, my favorite Southerner though is my sissy. She's great. She calls and asks me the funniest things ever. She called me last week, and I was like, "Hey sis, what's up?" She's like, "Hey, what do you think a donkey punch is?" Like, well, I always thought the donkey punch was when a man, oh God, how old are you? Was doing him from behind, and right before he's going to do the jizz biz, he punches you in the back of the head to get you to tighten up your cooter muscles. And she said, yeah, that's what she thought it was too. But she had a new boyfriend that thought it was when you were having sex and then you punch him in the kidney and make him bleed or something. I was like, Lord, you ain't into experimentation because you're gonna get fucked up tonight. But apparently, our brother lives in Minnesota, and she called our brother, asked him what he thought the donkey punch was. And our brother thought it was when you go to the bar and you accidentally bring home the ugliest girl there, you get too wasted, and midway through having sex you realize what you're doing it with, and so you just just punch her in the face and knock her out and evacuate. I was like, dang, that's messed up. So then about a week later, I get a voicemail from my brother, and I'm like, oh, Bubs called, and I'm checking my voicemail, and he just goes, hey, I just want to let you know, when you're with an ugly chick and you're in a crunch, the only thing to do is donkey punch. Call me later. We're real smart people, Clayton. Real smart. My sister is supportive of me. She's the only one I tell my big secrets to. Like when I first dated a black man, I called her and I was like, hey, sissy, just want to let you know, I am dating a black man. And she said, what the hell? How's that even happen? And I was like, well, I seen him at a bar. I liked him, and I went up to him, and I told him, aloha! We went home, I had sex, and ate Hot Pockets, because that is what a relationship is. And then the first time I was dating the Asian girl, and she would just call me to check on my relationship, and I'd call me almost every morning and just say, hey, how's shit with you and Mulan going? That's the only Asian Disney princess. So that was real nice, real supportive. Like she makes me feel better about my life though. She has a lot of tattoos from just drunken mistakes. And she has one that is my ultimate favorite. Sissy married a man named Mike Spoon. That was her second marriage. She married a man named Mike Spoon, and she decided what she really needed to do to show her love for Mike Spoon was she needed to get a tattoo of a literal spoon right above her cooter. And when she told me that, I was like, a spoonful of cooter? Hilarious! And she was like, no, it's because my husband's Mike Spoon. This is his cooter forever. Nobody touches this cooter but Mike Spoon. I love Mike Spoon. That's my man. This is Mike Spoon's cooter. Mike Spoon is my man. I love Mike Spoon. This is his cooter. That's what she was saying to me. So then they got a divorce. And she was like, what am I going to do with this spoon above my cooter? So she decided to turn it into a dragonfly. Y'all, it's not a dragonfly. It's a flying spoon above her cooter. Okay? Pretty much looks like a message, just like, evacuate, evacuate. Whatever you do, do not eat here. Do not eat here. There! Thank you guys. I'm Allie Clayton. Give up a Rockford.
Keep it going for Allie, everyone. All right, Allie, yeah, the show you were talking about with the poetry and all?
Yeah.
I did that same show.
Is it not the most awkward thing ever?
I love it. Here's a great thing. Okay. Tara Terry hooked me up with that show. So I was asking everybody, I wanted to expand my comedy horizons. So I had to tell Patrick, like, oh yeah, I'm a comedian, you can ask Tara about me. So he booked me as one of the angry poets.
Oh, you were an angry poet?
Yeah. I actually have a whole book of poetry.
Oh.
And it's only $10. And like I mentioned, I got like child support to pay, so if you want to pick up, only $10. So yeah, so basically I just can't imagine what this conversation went like. It must have been like, so how's that Marco says, how's his comedy? Oh, he's a good poet. Real good poet. So definitely check it out. So please give it up for Allie, give it up for Vicki Lynn, give it up for Robert, give it up for there he is. And thank you so much for coming out and supporting. Definitely give it up for Rhiannon and her family and her adopted family. Making all this possible. Please keep supporting local business. Keep supporting Vicki Lynn's camera and narcissism. And thanks to Vicki Lynn's mom for making such a beautiful daughter, so talented and funny, and coming out and supporting her and bearing through all that trauma that it must be listening to Vicki tell her deep dark secrets. So thanks so much for coming out. Please drive home safely. Don't forget we got the tip jar because both Chicago and Wisconsin are quite a ways away. So, and I'm sorry I screwed up. You're from North Carolina, not Alabama. I'm sorry.
People bring me up Texas, just anything where there's an accent. That's fine.
All the way from Majesty Park. What's that?
Arkansas.
So thanks so much for coming out. See y'all later.